Hello everyone. How are you guys? Let me get my my chat window properly set up, because I realize this is, me squinting is probably not the best way to be reading the chat. So just give me a hot second. There we go. Now I've blown up the chat large enough for me to read it. Okay, so today's stream is just super relaxed. I haven't planned anything. I just wanted to drop by and say hi this week. But I don't really have anything planned, because the stuff that is planned is going to happen next week. I literally just got a box of surprise flutes from the Flute Center today. So I asked them to just surprise me. I have no idea what are in the boxes, one box that is sitting just outside of the frame here. I can't show you guys right now because I don't want to dox myself. But there is a box over here with flutes in it, and I have no idea what they are. I did ask the Flute Center to not tell me. And then, so Emily at the Flute Center actually did sort of like a, she wrote a little something in an email, but actually spoiler texted it. So I can only read it if I actually highlight it. So very cool. I'm very excited about that. I was thinking that I was going to make a little promo next week and open the box on camera without all of the labels and stuff that are still on it. So very exciting. But I should say hi to you guys. Hello, KCEEE. Is it Casey? Is your name Casey? Because if it is, that's a very clever way of turning your name into a username. Hello, Charles. Hello, Nicholas, Megan, Stacy. Yeah, I love surprise flutes. Personally, I find that it just kind of keeps me on my toes, like it makes things not quite so predictable, and if you're you're going to be reviewing flutes, you want to review flutes that kind of like throw you for a loop a little, you know? So, but anyway, I have not had a lot of time this week to mess around with my C-footjoint, but I have messed around a bit while demonstrating for students. Definitely the balance of the flute is very different. And I am finding that more often than not, I have to actually prevent myself from doing extra movements in my wrist. So yeah, very different there. I'm also noticing I am pushing way too much air into the flute. So last year I worked a lot on not overblowing. And I think I did a pretty good job on the B foot, but I'm noticing that on the C foot, it's even less resistant now. And I literally think it's just because there is less tube. There's just way less tube. There's less length to go down. So, it's even less resistant. I am still putting way too much air into this thing. So that bodes well, because that means that my breath will last longer once I get used to this. So yeah, I don't have to blow as hard. I think that's really like this week, as I've been messing with my flute in front of my students, I was like, oh, that's why I kind of felt like my tone was a little weird last week when I was trying this. Yeah, exactly. I'm working too hard, which is very good news. Exactly. It's not a bad thing. I'm actually very excited that I found out that I'm blowing way too hard into this thing. Yeah, and I don't think it's just because you know, that like I need to work on it. I legitimately think, because like if you guys look back at how I played between the B foot and the C foot in last week's stream, I actually think that when I pop the B foot on, yes, the sound is a little bit more muted, but you can tell that it doesn't sound like I'm pushing it, like I'm over pushing it, you know? But I can definitely tell I am like way over pushing it when I'm playing on a C foot. So I think I want to do a little bit of harmonics, tone work, that type of thing, like very practice stream type of stuff today. But yeah, I thought I would just kind of mention to you guys that these are my findings this week, that yeah, definitely overblowing it to kingdom come right now. So that's a big thing I need to work on. Comfort wise, it is just way better. Holy cow. Yeah. There are so many like technical things, especially going over the break, that I used to have a lot of trouble with. So anytime I went over a break, forked fingerings that use a lot of ring finger stuff, or no thumb on the left hand. So any essentially destabilizing fingering or fingering pattern is just suddenly so much easier now. And I am not used to that feeling that it is easy. Like I still kind of get a little bit of like a, ooh, that sort of effort feel to like go into it, but I don't actually need it anymore. So that's where we're at. Hello, Deanna. Hello, Victor. How are you guys doing? Pahood is going to Kansas City for a masterclass and performance. Wow. And your prof is having a recital on Monday. Wow. That is crazy. Oh, so much going on. So why the C-foot? Well, Deanna, I told the whole story last week, but I will give you an abridged version, because I'm sure that other people are watching this and also would like an abridged version. So the short story is that I probably should have had a C-foot from the beginning. I don't use low B very often. In fact, most people don't use low B very often. So I thought about it early last year, while I was working on the eBear. I was like, I can tell that I have hit my physical ceiling in terms of how fast and loose my fingers can go. And that is a problem because I want to get even better at the eBear. So I noticed that what was holding me back was extra tension in my, then I was only noticing my right hand just holding up the weight of the flute. When you're having to kind of counterbalance that much extra weight, there is unavoidable tension in your hand and in your wrist. And if you have any extra tension at all, in like unnecessary tension in your wrist and your hand, it slows down your fingers. And like your physical cap for how fast you can go is very much lowered. So I was entertaining this idea last year around February. And then I was inspired when I went to Singapore and I saw Yamaha flutes being sold side by side, completely equal C-foot versions and B-foot versions of even higher model flutes. Then I came back, suggested it to a student who was, their flute tech was able to track down the same model for their flute, but a C-foot. And a lot of her problems that I also have went away. So crunch some numbers with the Flute Center. I use the Flute Center as my middleman between me and Brannon. And just because I've been working with Flute Center so much, so I just kind of wanted them to help me with this. And then then someone during a practice stream came in and thought that I was playing an alto flute, even though I was just playing my regular old flute, my regular old, flute keyed in the key of C, but with a B-foot joint. So it really made me realize how small I was. So I was like, okay, we're going to go pay for this. And for anyone who's wondering, I did have, adequate discussions, like full discussions with John, my husband, about dropping this much money on a foot joint. Cause yeah, it's pretty expensive. This is custom made from scratch. And if you guys are wondering who made it, I still have her Instagram link below. Kari Heggie was the flute tech who made my C-foot. And yeah, so all kind of was sort of like in the making for a long time. We had to time me sending out my flute in November because I was playing at a wedding late October. And then it took about 2 months. So I received my C-foot on the very last day of 2024. But then I didn't actually try it until I tried in front of you guys last week. So that is the abridged version of that story. I believe I took 45 minutes to tell the entire story in all of its glorious details last week. So you can check it out for the, I had a little bit more comedic timing last week with how I told this story. Hey, Kai, how are you doing? I miss you. Hey, Michael. Yeah, so there you go. There's your quick recap. And so now I have, it is the Spark Notes. Exactly, the Spark Notes of last week. So, so this week I was definitely paying attention to like what other interesting things I'm noticing. Just so you guys know, when you guys have a similar type of, like, make a similar type of purchase, like you purchase a better head joint or you just straight up purchase an upgrade to your flute, just know that it is not a, like, magic pill. Like you still have to get used to your new instrument or whatever new addition you have to your instrument. I definitely had to get used to my head joint when I first got it. It is an adjustment period. And I don't want people to think that just because you get a better instrument, you'll suddenly play better. I mean, in a way, yeah, because the quality, you know, if the instrument matches you better, you will instantly sound better, but you won't instantly feel better. All right. So you still need to have like a proper adjustment period. So I'm in my adjustment period for me. I'm okay, Kai. Thank you so much for asking. I say okay because um I had a, I don't know if I had the chance to tell you guys. I think I just told you guys I had a roof leak in our home during December. So December was not actually as restful of a holiday season as I wanted it to be. And I can kind of tell I'm dealing with the repercussions of that. Like, I don't feel that I was as well rested as I could have been. I got some days of good rest, but just not enough. So thankfully though, this weekend is a long weekend. So in the States, it's a long weekend in the States. So see you later, Michael. Thank you for dropping by. So, you know, we are going to, you know, like take it easy this weekend. I'm really, really looking forward to like an extra day off. I know it's only been like 2 weeks into the year, but I really, you know, Hubs and I really don't feel like we got the rest that we were planning on getting during December and, you know, like into the new year. So yeah, we're tired, man. We're tired. We're so tired. That's why this stream is the way it is, and I'm just chatting with you guys because like this week I could really feel it. I was just like, I'm so tired. I really need an extra day off, but I already planned out how this week was gonna go, so I need to just do it, you know? I love my job, guys. I love my job, but you still get tired. You know? So that's where we're at. Now, if you guys have any suggestions of what you want me to try, I will open the chat up to a very light version of if Joanna likes what you suggested. I'm down to sight read stuff, guys. I'm down. Okay, I know I might be kind of opening the floodgates right now, but I will reserve the right to not sight read something if I don't feel like it. But I am open to suggestions. Oh gosh, Kai, you're in the middle of all the fires. Are you okay? I'm so sorry, Kai. I've been following. And it looks absolutely apocalyptic and horrifying. I hope you and your family are totally fine, you and your loved ones. You're doing okay? Okay. Holy crap. Just, you know, if I could swear on camera, I totally would, because that is very swear worthy. I'm so sorry. Oh God, you go to school in Pasadena too. Oh God. Your classmates okay? Your profs okay? Is everyone okay? Swear by proxy, yes, indeed, Chris. For those of you who don't know, ICEVV here is a friend in real life, Chris. So, but anyway, yeah. Kai, we all here, you know, just wish you the best, and like if you need help and there is some way that we can provide help, please ask. You know, like even if we're just providing a distraction, because I know that when we're going through stuff like that, a lot of times distraction weirdly is actually very helpful. So all your instruments are in a pile by the door. Okay, great, wonderful. And so that you can just take them all with you if needed. Chi Eduardo, you want to ask for some low note advice? Please go ahead and ask. Please go ahead and ask. I would, I am very welcoming of you know, a distraction for myself as well. You just got in flute choir on alto too. Oh man. Oh, so you have an alto in that pile as well. All right then. Yeah, Kai, we just we want you to know the truth is that there's very little that we can do. You know, as outsiders looking in, but you know, if there is something that we can do to help, please let us know. However, having been through enough life things, I do understand that oftentimes it's just the distraction itself is really helpful. So we hope we can do that for you. So how can you, Chi Eduardo is asking, how can you improve low notes in terms of making them more resonant and a clear tone? Okay. Oh, would I be down to revisit the Glick sonata? Okay, that sounds good. So let me try and find that. Am I able to find it? I am unsure if I can find it. Or did you send it to me? I can't remember. You sent it to me before, didn't you? Okay, let me see if I still have it. I'm just looking around right now. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Where would I have put it? I think I know where I would have put it. Let me go searching through all of my stuff. I do. I have it. Thank you. I think it's from the last time that you sent it. Yeah, I'd be down. Any particular part you want me to play? Because the thing is, it's pretty long. So let me know if there's any particular part. Oh, Deanna, take a look. Kai, that is. Kai, please take a look at what Deanna is saying about getting your important papers in that pile and stuff like that, okay? Your important documents. Yeah. Balls in my court. Okay. Hello, Mateo. Welcome back. How are you doing? Okay. About low notes. So the way that I like to describe how low notes feel is that you kind of feel like your airstream sits low in the mouth, and where you're focusing the air activity is in the front. So it's low in front for most flutes. At the same time, you don't want your lower lip to be too close to the opposite edge of the lip hole. So essentially, you just don't want your lower lip hanging over too far. And the reason for this is because the closer you are to the opposite edge of the lip hole, the faster airstream that edge is going to catch, which will cause you to play higher notes more easily, actually. So this is actually a vice versa type of trick too. So if you want to play high notes more easily, you kind of want to stick your lip further outward. So yeah, if you find that your lower lip cannot relax down enough to be like further away from that opposite edge, then an interesting trick that you can do is very subtly push on your left hand. Use your left hand to push against the flute, and what that's going to do is it's going to very subtly lift the lip plate off of your chin, and that kind of helps get your lower lip further away from that opposite edge as well. And as Just Another Flute Guy said, you like to think warm air. Think warm air low and forward in the mouth. Like you're going like that, low and forward. And then that kind of helps get that sound resonant and full down there. Make sure that the Airstream is not too fast, that type of thing. So that's how I like to think of low notes. But you do have to experiment because not every flute's the same. So some flutes like it slightly higher than other flutes. Some flutes like it slightly more forward than other flutes. So you have to kind of see where you move it so that it pops on your flute. Like you'll hit a point where, like, when you're moving it around, where it's like your flute feels like it's just playing itself. Like there's not much effort to it. It just opens right up and is very resonant. Yeah. So I agree with Trevor why you don't want to roll in or out, because what that does is it destabilizes the angle at which your Airstream is hitting the opposite edge of the lip hole. So this will destabilize your intonation. It will also just, you're essentially creating a moving target if you're constantly rolling in and out, which is not great for predictability. If you want your tone to be replicable, like reliably replicable, you don't want to constantly be creating this like constant moving target. Does that make sense? So it's better for the target, which is the opposite edge of the lip hole, to remain constant, and your lips are the ones that are doing the movement. Like your lips are the one doing the adjustment, right? Because like it's kind of like if you're I don't know, doing archery or something like that. Not that I've ever done archery, which is a very sad thing indeed in my life. I, for some reason, have always missed that one camp or that one church retreat or that one, school outing where everyone gets to go to archery. I always miss that one. Like I always go to that camp where that year they're not doing it. So one day I'm going to take myself to archery lessons. But if you imagine if you were to do archery and you don't move your bow and your arrow at all, but the target's moving, no. Okay, maybe some people might do that for a fun game, but no, that does not yield very good results for replicability. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, hi Jim. Welcome to the stream. So you struggle with low note pitch. The notes are quite flat. So low notes on the flute do tend to go really flat. So one way to, there's a few different ways that you can go about fixing that. So it could be that your Airstream might actually be too slow. But if you bring up the airspeed and it just cracks up the octave instead, then you'll know that it's not your airspeed that is the problem. It's the angle of your Airstream. So if the angle of your Airstream is angled too low, it'll go too flat. It's kind of nice that it kind of follows, like what you would think would happen, like it's predictable. Like if you go too low, then it'll go too flat. So it could be that you're aiming too low. So you can kind of experiment to see which one it is, or if it's a combination of both. Hey, Jayshu, welcome to the stream. Yeah, which is exactly what Just Another Flute Guy said here, Nicholas. Yay! Both things, airspeed, or the angle of your Airstream is too low. That's usually, it's one of the two or it's a combination of the two. So you can experiment with one to kind of like isolate the potential issues to see which one it might be. Yeah. Which is actually my answer to Chi Eduardo's question here, which is how do you experiment and troubleshoot? It's well, you know, one thing is to get a teacher, because what a teacher can do is essentially what I'm telling you guys right now. Is like, here are the list of potential issues that this could be, and based on what those issues are, you can isolate what you're going to experiment with. So let's take these low notes for an example. So if it's air speed, what you want to do is work on your support. Make sure you're breathing from your lower abdominal muscles. You know, that low breathing that people talk about in like sports, general sportsing, okay, like yoga and stuff like that. Sports breathing is, you know, breathing really low. You pull your butt in, pull your butt all the way in, and then really use those low core muscles to like come out, so you can like push those muscles out to suck in air, and then push the muscles inward to blow it out in a very controlled manner, like that. So that's supported breathing, and that can help increase your airspeed naturally in a way that you're not like choking yourself up here, you know. So what you can do is essentially don't worry about the angle of your Airstream at all. Just mess with your breath support, your air speed, and see if that already makes the intonation better. If it doesn't, or like let's say it makes it sound nicer but doesn't help the intonation, then the next thing you do is you isolate the angle of the Airstream. So you bring up the angle of the Airstream, you aim a little higher with your lips, aim a little higher, blow more across, and see if that makes the intonation better. Yeah. So you just kind of like this is actually a great way to be a student. So if you want to be a really great student, you go to your lesson, your teacher gives you these potential issues that you may be working with, and then what you do at home is you take each of these potential issues that your teacher told you, and you isolate each issue down, and you see, you know, to what degree are you dealing with this issue? Is this major? Are you doing it a lot? Are you not doing it at all? Because it could be that your teacher might be throwing out ideas to see which one is actually the issue that you are facing. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can divide it into pieces. Exactly, Chi Eduardo. That's exactly it. Yeah. So that's how you work on things on your own. Divide and conquer, basically. So don't ever try and do 5 new things at once. Only ever do 1 new thing at a time, experimenting first to see to what degree you need to like really fix it, and then also just to drill it, you know. So, hey Jane, how are you? Welcome. Yes, as your former prof would say, flute is easy. You just need to know 3 things: air, angle, airspeed, and support. Yep, that's pretty much it. Yep. There you go. You're doing well. Good. I'm glad. Okay, so we are going to look at the Glick. Jane, I'm gonna guess that you're asking just generally how I'm doing, how Nicholas is doing, how the rest of you are doing. I'm doing all right. I would say I'm very tired right now because I didn't get to rest as much as I wanted to during the holiday season, because we had to deal with a roof leak. So that was very stressful. Just imagine having a huge dehumidifier going, rumbling in your home 24/7 for 2 weeks straight. Okay, that's going to put anyone on edge. It's like living in an airplane for 2 weeks. It took, I want to say, 3 days for, like 3 or 4 days for my anxiety to like come back down after it was removed. So we only really had 4 days to rest, which was not what we had planned. We had planned a full 2 weeks to like just be delightful potatoes, you know? Anyway, let's do a little bit of fluting. this time keeping in mind the fact that I don't have to blow so hard. So let's try this. Yeah, even that low C, like I feel like I'm almost like hardly breathing at all. Like that's how light it feels. But it's very resonant, as you can hear. That's exactly how it feels, Nicholas. So you're saying your prof was saying it should feel like a toy. That's how little air you need in the low notes. That's exactly how it feels right now. Exactly. Right on point. It feels like I'm not actually playing properly, you know? So on the contrary, Jane, I'm actually feeling it's too easy to get the note out, and so my body just keeps wanting to push more air. So I have to retrain my body to not have to work so hard. I have no idea where that G sits anymore. It's like a hair. It's like a hair lower than where I want it to sit, where it usually sits with the low B, with the B key on here. So you guys can hear it cracking like crazy, right? And it's just because I don't know where it actually sits. So I'm just going to I'm going to experiment a little bit right now and see if I can find it. So I'm moving it around. I moved it a little bit further back and it seemed to be working for a while, but then when I went low again and then came up, it seemed to want to be more in front again. So I'm still looking for it right now. Still looking for it. I'm trying whistle tones. It does seem to be easier. Interesting. Yeah, it's high. It's more that it wants to be like in front of my teeth. Like I have to have an air bubble in front of my teeth, which is more forward than I'm used to. I feel like I'm so close. Yeah, I'm thinking of flaring the nostrils too. That seems to help. Oh. You got, okay. I'm hitting it sometimes. And I'm, interesting. So it's like it, I think I'm blowing too much. Like it's like the Airstream is too wide. Oh. Okay, that would explain a lot. Because I almost feel like I'm over, as I was saying before, I'm like overshooting everything. Yeah, we'll try from the real G to the harmonic G. It's not a lot of air at all. It's not a lot of air, and it's very narrow. I think I'm giving actually too wide of an airstream now. All right, it's coming. Do you guys hear it's getting more and more open? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I have a rough idea now of where it is. So it's I really don't have to blow as hard. Like, this is actually insane how much less air this takes. There it is. We found it, guys. We found it. Do you hear that? Nice and clean. Found it? Okay. Narrow. Much more narrow airstream. Narrow and like it's very the air is very concentrated inside of the mouth while the lips are very relaxed, and but still with a lot of good support. But like, I really don't have to actually blow that much air. So this is for Chi Eduardo. I'll do some of your typical long tones with all of this in mind. Yeah, I still tend to overblow it. Holy cow. There's an insane amount of like, this is requires a lot more control, but it is way less air. It's actually less work. I'm just not used to it. way less air. Oh man. Okay. I think I need to make myself feel like I'm just like I don't need to play with any effort. I just need to keep that in mind. So with that in mind, we're going to try out the beginning of Glick. I might just kind of pick and choose some parts to play. I think that's too fast. Oh, is it too slow? Got it. Okay. I'm starting to get the hang of it. I need to not feel like I'm blowing. Does that make sense? Like, I need to just, like, lean into the music so hard that I don't even actually feel like I'm blowing air. Like, keep the support going, but I legitimately, at this moment, need to pretend I'm not even blowing the air. Yes, the overall tone has changed. You're probably noticing I sound brighter, right? Brighter, more open, less muted. That's all from the C-foot. More like whispering. Yes. That's what it really feels like. I'm just sort of whispering into the flute, and then it's just kind of doing it. It's actually insane. So we'll keep doing a bit more. I have a little bit of time left, so. Wow. Okay. So what I'm really experiencing is that now that I don't have to focus so hard on breathing, I can go even harder on like tone color, vowel shapes, syllables. Like I can really just like do whatever I want, and it's just going to come right out. That is actually why I'm not used to the fact that I don't have to worry about blowing. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but like, I kind of like get into it, and it's like wow, like liquid gold, right? But then like you'll hear like it gets kind of fuzzy again because like I'm just so used to blowing a lot of air. But I don't have to. Yeah. Okay. I am curious now. I want to play the Genshin main theme and see what I make of it, because I don't think I've actually done it yet on the C-foot. Yeah, so I still need to find where that high A is. I think I've like almost got it. Okay, there's a lot of potential. So I think once I get used to this, I'm gonna be able to like manipulate tone color even more than what I've been able to do, which is yet another cap that I've been wanting to kind of surpass. And I did not expect that. That I did not expect. But it's almost like I have so much freedom now that I don't know what to do with it. So I need to get used to this for sure. Holy cow. I am so, I'm like, what? I'm gonna find another piece that that I know I want to try. Let's see. I guess I had it under practicing. Also, Stacy, thank you for the recap. So yes, Jane. Originally, it's just for my hand, but now I have a lot of other reasons. So I want to try this song. This is also from Genshin. I can actually hear that I'm blowing way too hard. Like it sounds too much. I have to really kind of like just let myself sing without like blowing so much air. Okay. I think I also need to work on my note endings, cuz yet again there's a lot more that I can play with now. Like I don't have to be scared that my flute's going to cut me off. Like I can actually push it a little bit more now. Sorry for the helicopter going by. That definitely was not what I wanted here. Okay. Hey, Capano, how are you? Okay. Ah, yes, sound effects. Okay, I for sure could not do that on the B foot joint. I don't know if you guys heard just how soft I could get it. I definitely could not do that on the B foot joint. 100% I could not do it. Okay, so I don't have to, like, I can really, how do I say this? On the B foot jump, because there's a lot more resistance, I have to push more to get a softer sound. But on the C foot, I don't have to. So I can actually let go the way that I've always wanted to, but I have trained myself not to do it. Interesting. Super interesting. We're going to try some more of my arrangements. I'm just going to make sure that I'm doing okay. Okay. Yeah, we're doing okay. I can go on for like a few more minutes and then I have to go. But let's try this. This is Nehru Embracing the Light from Ori and the Blind Forest. About you guys, but I can tell when I am blowing way too hard. Like there's like a very distinct tonal change to something fuzzier and more forced sounding. So I just have to really get used to just like not pushing. So I'm really feeling that the kind of problem areas around like middle register E, they sit more forward than I expect it to, which is very, very cool. Because I think I've always wanted it to sit there. So now I can actually let myself do it, but it surprises me every time when it works. So, oh, I'm allowed to do that? Okay, so let's try going higher. so I was imagining that I was playing notes an octave and a half lower, which threw it off a little bit for the high A and the high B. So the high A and the high B sit quite a bit lower than I expect. So I'm constantly kind of like aiming it too high, actually, in the mouth, because I'm so used to it sitting quite high in the mouth. Okay, we do it again. So the A sits like kind of what we were looking before. So that high G harmonic that I kept missing it because it's actually quite a bit lower and forward than I think it should be. And it's very narrow. It's not a lot of air into it, actually. The high A sits exactly there. So I'm now able to actually scoop into the high A in a way that I've never been able to do it before. And it feels weird to be able to do it. The high B sits a little higher than that high A. So I just kind of need to figure that out. What piece is this? This is Nehru, Embracing the Light, from the video game Ori and the Blind Forest. And it is a beautiful game. I have played both Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is the sequel to it. And they are gorgeous games. Beautiful music. You guys should just look up Ori and the Blind Forest music. It's fully orchestrated, just gorgeous music. Yeah, I like that you guys are talking about how, like, you know, a lot of flutists have just sort of accepted that, like, open hole B-foot is the way to go, is professional, but it's actually, all of it is just options. It's just options. And you need to see what works the best for you. So, okay. How's the hubs doing? Hubs is still working, so we're gonna keep going. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this one will be a good one. May It Be, from The Lord of the Rings. This one will be very good for breath control and not overblowing, because this one takes a ton of control. So here we go. Okay. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Adrian. How are you? Yeah. This. Okay. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. It's happening. Um. Oh, this one's really good too. I haven't played this game. This one is from Sky, Children of the Light. Um. But the music is gorgeous. Okay, the octave leap is way easier than expected as well. Okay, I personally ran out of air down there. But Natasha, so you were wondering if the shoulder pain is better. So I didn't have, I wouldn't call it pain on my B foot joint, but certainly, yes, it is way better. I'm noticing especially this hand is just not as sore and not as tired. Like it should be more tired right now than it is. Okay, we're getting used to it. We're getting used to it. This one's a really cute one. This is Always With Me from Spirited Away. Definitely I'm still feeling a little bit of like I want to overblow. So, you know, I've definitely got my work cut out for me. Let's try some low stuff. So this is the Riverlands from Octopath Traveler. I really, really, really need to swab out my flute because I am slobbering all over myself. Like, it is coming out on my lap. I really like the, you know, the soot fairies. Water, what are you doing? For Victor. Okay, let's do some low stuff. So the Riverlands from Octopath Traveler. And I cannot actually go that low because I actually have to go to low B on this one. We'll do an octave higher. I'm getting used to it. It's happening. Okay, I think this one doesn't go down to low B, but this one's nice and low. This is also from Octopath Traveler, the Cliftlands. Okay. Cool. All right. Now I'm getting very curious. I want to go back to the E-Bear now. So we are going back to the E-Bear. My computer needs to think about it for a hot second. It's thinking. Okay. There it is. I'm very curious now because there are definitely parts of this where I get very out of breath. And now I am wondering, do I maybe not have to be so out of breath anymore? Like the beginning. Because usually I feel like I'm about to wind myself by the end, but maybe I don't have to anymore. I'm so curious now. All right, here we go. Oh God. Messy, but yeah, it takes way less air. Like way less air. too high for those notes now. So I can actually keep it low now for the highest notes there. Clearer up there because I can now aim that high A nice and low. I don't have to aim for something super high anymore. Interesting. Oh, this is actually making me very excited to practice this. Hey, Francisco. Oh. Too much slobber. So much slobber. There we go. Wow, Ryan, that's crazy. I hope you are having a ton of fun. That's amazing. Okay. Yeah, it almost feels like it doesn't like even take air to play that. I just to drag it out for myself, I was like, how far can I go? And I realized I can go very far now with my breath. It's actually insane. So I'm gonna start from like after the first big phrase here, and I'll show you guys how long I can go now. It's actually insane. Okay, one more time. I'm aiming too high. Oh gosh. I'm self-conscious now. Like I can almost make it, like I'm 2 measures short of making it to that high G flat. Like it's actually a really long time. Wow. Hello, Sean, how are you doing? I am just seeing what all the differences are now that I am playing on a C-foot joint. Wow. Okay. That is so much easier now that I don't have to like aim so high, like play with my Airstream so high. What the heck? And that is after not practicing for a while. I can see where this can go very far. Oh, okay. Not expecting that. Okay, so that part, my flute used to do this all the time, and now it's not. I'm a little mad at myself for not getting a C-footjoint earlier. Definitely a little bit mad at myself. Oh my gosh. I mean, I definitely flubbed a little bit here and there, but not as much as I should after having not really worked on this very much. I'm definitely going through a little bit of that, like the kind of what I went through with getting my new, not new now, but then new head joint. And it just kind of trivialized a lot of problems that I had. And I'm kind of feeling a little bit of that like slight anger right now too. That where I'm just kind of like, there were so many things that I could not do reliably well. Like it was a coin flip every time. But now I'm like, I don't have those problems anymore. And so now I'm like, I'm a little mad. Yeah. I see I'm making some of you guys think about it too. I'm definitely, I'm a little mad. This is like when you finally got custom boots for ice skating. Yeah, you got a little mad, right? Like I'm a little angry. Like straight up just blowing into the flute takes less effort now. Like which means I can go way longer. which of course like makes me look at other flutists who have their glass slipper flute, and I'm like, no wonder you can just keep playing forever. You know, like you're not being forced to compensate for things that don't fit you. When you same when you had your ab separation repaired. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna see how my hubs is doing. I think he's still working. So I am going to, let's look up, like I want to play some Baroque music now. So let's do some Bach sonata. If you guys were wondering. Oh, actually no. The CPE Bach. That's the one I want to do. So this is Poco Adagio. Okay, now okay, I'm very curious about this one now. Parvia, hello, welcome back. How are you? It's been a while. Okay, I am so curious because breath control is a thing here. Tone color is a big thing in this particular piece. And sometimes I have found that just the need to blow more air into the flute definitely hinders the tone color production or the tone color flexibility. Elizabeth, hello, welcome back. How are you? Okay, so we're gonna try this now with our lovely little C-footjoint, that is, and see what happens. Okay, some of the low notes came out really well, some of them didn't. It's because I was doing a little bit of an experimentation. So what I'm really realizing is I just don't really have to blow on those low notes. Like I just need to go, and then they just kind of come out. And it is a weird feeling to not try. Any difference in higher registers with the new foot joint? Well, also congrats on being really busy with grad school stuff. That's fantastic, man. We're very proud of you. Yes, huge difference in the high register. The high register behaves very differently. So I need to practice my harmonics and stuff like that to really find where all the notes sit now. I have a good guesstimation of where they are now because we worked on it a little bit today. But yeah, they tend to ride lower in the mouth than with the full B foot joint. And so for a person like me who has a very small mouth, it's much easier. Much easier. Okay, let's play a little bit more. So now I know when I dip into those low notes, I need to just let them happen. See, too much. cannot get over how easy those low notes are. I just go, and then they just come out. Like, I'm not even, like, I'm not pushing. I'm not, like, trying. Oh, I could get used to that. Yeah, I think I'm aiming my middle register too high too. I'm definitely like Airstream riding way too high. Everything can ride lower, which is where I want it to be. Oh, I keep reading an A or F. Trivializes that. Sorry, one too soon. What the heck? It should not be that easy. It should not. Like, okay, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I bought this head joint, I distinctly remember it making it feel like my octave jumps now felt like what before I was doing as like about a fifth, a jump of a fifth. With the C-foot now, it's even smaller. So my low notes don't actually, like, in a way, I feel like my low notes don't even have to sit as low as I previously needed them to. And my high notes are also sitting lower. So the range of motion has now gotten even smaller, which means that doing these crazy leaps is like nothing. Like, I really don't have to think about, like, 2-octave leap feels like a fifth. You know, and also my middle register notes also don't have to sit so high. They can sit lower now, similar to how they feel in the low register. So because of that, it's like, it's so easy now. Like, I almost feel like, I don't know if you guys noticed that, like, my E's now, my middle register E's, I can really control them now because they're sitting where I think I actually want them to, which is a little bit lower. Whereas before, if I did that, it would just crack. Where am I? Yeah. Oh, Okay, no endings for sure I want to work on. I think I need more support because I don't have more flute to push against. So. Hey, got it. Got it. That's it. I wanted that kind of no end. So yeah, I need more support for that. But that means I'm in the driver's seat, not the flute, which is what I want. Am I finding that the stability of certain notes are any different? Yes. Yes. So because this has essentially changed where the notes sit, like height-wise in the mouth, it's more comfortable for me. And because it's more comfortable, they're more stable. I'm just not used to it. That's all. Okay. We are getting used to it, though. Second movement. Few crack notes here and there because I'm, again, still getting used to it. Saw a flash on my phone. Did my husband come back home? Did Hubs come home? Hubs came home. I thought he would let me know when he was on his way home, but no. Anyway, we gotta end. I've gotten way over time. Man. Okay. Well, I love you guys so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. We've made some really great discoveries today with the C-foot. So I'm feeling a lot better about what I'm working with here. So anyway, have a wonderful night, y'all. I'll see you next week. We're going to be looking at some surprise flutes. I'll be making the promo probably on like Tuesday or something. So look out for that, and I will see you guys next week. All right? Laters, guys. Take care of yourselves, because there's no musician without the... There's no... What? There's no... I'm tired, guys. Can you tell? Anyway, there's no music without the musician. There's also no musician without music, you know. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.